all by myself. We live Sundays and Wednesdays. Yeah, 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't notice I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing that. And so look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we have the OG Revenge Tour Part 2, Mr. Chuck Little John. What's up, OG?
What's up, man? What's up? What's happening?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling, man. Having an awesome day. Having an awesome day on this beautiful day today. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling pretty good.
Good, man. You looking good over there, bro. Looking good. Excuse me. I'm trying to scuff down this pizza over here as well. At the same time, you know, I don't be getting home in time, man, to do everything. So let's go, man. Let's welcome everybody on the Christian Disc Podcast. Make sure y'all check my guy out, Kamarie and Ashley, every Tuesday on all your podcast platforms, and also on YouTube. YouTube, man, if you watch it on YouTube, they got some great stuff going on over there, man. He's doing some great editing over there. So make sure y'all check him out, man. That man is putting a lot of work into that stuff over there. And also, they have t-shirts now. They have Christian This Podcast t-shirts. I have one. They are dope, man. They have a Bible verse on the back, one that you may prefer, or, you know, he'll put one on there for you. So I think it's a dope concept, man. Go check him out. I think he's selling them on his page, man. So if you go there, click the link in his bio, and you should be able to order those, or just send him a shout out in his DMs, man, over there on our pod page on Instagram and on TikTok, I believe it is. So, all right, my dog Rodney Little John. Kamarie White, James Little John, NF Score. What's going on, baby? He said Luka got 14 already. We knew Luka was gonna go to work today, man. You know, he got some frustration to take out on the way they did him. So, the way they did him. So, hey, absolutely, you know how we do, Kamarie, big dog. Everybody else out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, remember, when you come to the channel, tell a friend, bring a friend, and when you come, don't come by yourself. This is episode 76, season 5. Today, we're going to jump into the NCAA men's championship game between Florida and Houston, which was a barn burner. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the possibilities of NBA players going to Saudi Arabia. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about there is something going on in the NBA. I don't know what it is, but the firing of these coaches right before the playoffs is staggering, and is now I'm starting to think something ain't right, man. You don't normally fire a winning coach right before the playoffs, 4 games before the playoffs. So we'll jump into that as well. And then, of course, man, if we have time, we'll jump into some more Barbershop Talk. I want to talk a little bit about the NFL rules too. That they did have some rule changes and some that they tabled. So if we got time, we'll jump into those, man. So before we get into our first segment or anything else, man, OG, you want to say anything, big dog?
Oh man, I won't say that.
Okay, cool.
People. By now, y'all know what happens when you get the middle of that part of the middle part of that week, and you're just trying to get there. But first, you gotta get past hump day.
Absolutely. Snack Panther, welcome on, big homie. Before I give a shout out to our sponsor, I have to give a shout out to the back-to-back champion in our NCAA bracket, Miss Jill Dingman. Once again, she has knocked the crew and you out, winning her second in a row bracket challenge, man. She says she has a strategy, and once again, her strategy has come through. I'm a little late on sending her the congratulatory text, but I did send it out today, man. So hopefully I'll hear back from her, and we can get her on the show to once again tell us how she's doing it, and hopefully we actually take the pointers that she gave us last time and use them this time. You know, I'm gonna need them. Man. This
Y'all wouldn't let me in.
Yeah, like Corey said, man, use the error, dog. Use the error.
Well, usually everybody 10 more people too. They
That's
just not saying it.
Hey, man, let's give a wonderful shout out to our first sponsor of our very first segment, man, Mr. Alvin Jameson. Are you in the market for a new home or looking to refinance your conventional, FHA, or VA loan? The crew and you have the perfect guy for you, the mortgage guy, Alvin Jameson. That's right, Alvin Jameson at alvinjameson.com. You can also reach him as we do at 404-587-9033. Financing a home can be one of the biggest investments you can make. Go with the one the crew and you trust, Alvin Jameson. And when you reach out to him, let him know you heard it from the crew and you. Thank you, Mr. Alvin Jameson, for being a wonderful sponsor of our very first segment. I thought I had my thing on mute. Y'all probably heard me over here chewing. My bad. My apologies. No? Okay, good. I was chewing like my parents taught me, man. My mouth closed. Good. All right. So, OG, man, let's go ahead and talk about this barn burner of a game and this Houston, Florida game. It was a battle between both of them. Houston did not want to give that up, but Florida willed themselves into a dub down. I think they was down 12 points at one time in the second half. And once again, both of these teams have done a great job of coming back in games. And this time, what happened to what Houston had been doing to other teams had it happen to them this time, man. And they kind of faltered at the end of the game, not getting the shot off and things like that, man. So, OG, let's talk about this in this championship game, man. How did you feel? I know you picked Houston to win, but overall, how did you feel about the game itself, man?
Hey, before I do that, just give a shout out. I didn't see it. I think my brother saw it. He told me about it, about the rookie from the Grizzlies, Jalen Wells. They had the scary fall the other night. I'm not sure what his condition is, but shout out and prayers up to him. I didn't go look at it because they said it's surfing the scary fall. So I wasn't going to look at it. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah, it was a bad fall. It wasn't. You probably seen some scarier falls, but it was a bad fall. I did see a tweet from his family who said that he's in good spirits. He's doing well. Very sore, shoulders, neck is very sore. Bottom, but actually the whole backside of his body is very sore, and but he's actually doing much better than than expected. With the fall way the fall went, and I feel bad for him, but also I feel bad for the player that did it from Charlotte. He just lost where he was on the court, man, and trying to not run into him and ended up running to him anyway while he was dunking and hit him low and flipped him. So it was a bad fall, man. So he immediately tried to run up to him and make sure he was good. But at that point, the players came in, they pushing him away. John Morant pushed him away. Hey man, which I understand. I expect my teammates to come in there and do the same thing. So yeah, so definitely our prayers go out to him, man. A great talent. This young player is a great talent, man. He's actually having a really, really good rookie year for the Memphis Grizzlies, who are now, I believe, in the 5th seed in the West, which is, they go up and down because they're so close. Let's welcome our other host. I'm sorry, come on, man, the guest.
I'm a name. Yes.
Decatur's Lagitriest Tariff.
What did I write?
LAT.
Oh, and listen, my bad. Listen. Supposed to be largest.
Largest. Oh.
I know how to spell largest. That's the phone.
You got LATG, the number 3 EST.
Yeah, I'm rushing to get here. Trying to.
You got Android, so you didn't tell that Google thing to spell that for you, did you? That's how Androids to do.
Yeah. But they got largest. Largest ain't a bad word that fits for you. It's supposed to be largest terror. My bad. Look, I'm like, what
right.
you say, man?
Yeah, Decatur's largest terror, man. Corey David. Welcome on, big homie.
What's up, fellas? I apologize for my tardiness.
Hey,
But I heard I saw that play that you were talking about, man. And then they showed this after picture. You know what I mean? So the wrist is broken?
I didn't hear it was broken. I hear it was just very swollen. I haven't heard that it was broken. It may be. I can look it up and see if we have new updates on him. Of course, you know where I go for all my information.
They got it on Cowboys website too?
I hope not.
I was say, do they have that on the Dallas website? Yeah.
I hope not.
The other place I go. The other place I go.
Oh, okay. I'm like, man, the Dallas, y'all talk about everything.
All right. So Shams. Charania.
What are you saying? Are you speaking English?
Yes. Shams. I'm gonna call him Shams. A NBA reporter. He
said,
yeah, Memphis Grizzlies rookie Jalen Wells is awake, alert, and moving his extremities after being taken off the court on a stretcher tonight in Charlotte. He has sustained a broken wrist. But is receiving care still.
So that'll put him out the rest of the season?
Yeah, he's done. He's done for the season, man.
Dude over there.
I'm not laughing what you're saying. I'm laughing what Kamara just put in there.
Oh, I'm about to say, man.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at what Kamara just
put in. Oh, Lord. I'm about to say, man, this dude is in rap on today. What did Kamara put?
He said, listen, y'all, I figured out G's insider and why his information is always not valid.
That timing was all wrong.
Yeah, man. Jane Liddell said, co-worker told me the iPhone is $3,000 with tariffs. Right?
Listen, and then they're trying to get us to make them over here. Stop trying to get us Chinese jobs. We're not going to make iPhones over here.
Well, I know we didn't jump to the tariff thing. He got my place of employment fired up.
Is it?
Oh yeah, they coming from Washington saying what we doing is a scam.
Listen, I say this here.
A scam.
Wow.
I'm gonna give y'all a little fat once you finish.
One of my customers told me, "Listen, don't come till Friday. We gonna give you nothing all week." I'm like, "All week? Is it just so we don't have to pay that? Just come on Friday." I was like, "You can't do that. Yeah, they just want to just dump it out once a week. I was like, but you know what? I can't even be mad. You know, but from a logistical standpoint, we're feeling the crunch too on this end.
What's
So,
up? Quest? Welcome on, big homie.
But
but
he said,
anyway,
but he said it was a scam, so they fired back at him. And
wow.
the one thing they said was for the state of South Carolina that they are responsible for 43,000 jobs outside of what happens at the plant.
Yeah.
And $17.2 million in the state of South Carolina.
You know what? Hey man, did you hear the number you just said?
I know what you
Yeah.
said. And that's for suppliers in the state.
Yeah.
They supply there. But they want to call this a sham.
Wow.
They hot.
I believe it. Shoot.
All right, so let's go on to NCAA.
I know.
So you was asking me about how I feel since I picked Houston. What I feel is number 21, E Sharp for Houston. Oh, me $230.
Why is that, OG?
That dude had back-to-back turnovers.
Yeah.
He came down the court. He tried to do too much, dribbled off his knee. Then he came down the court, trying to take a shot. My man jumped at him. He couldn't do nothing but drop the ball and try to hold everybody else off. To me, why not go ahead and grab the ball, stop the clock, take a chance to get them shoot free throws, and at least have another chance instead of letting the clock run.
OG, I think he wanted to shoot that three, man. For some strange reason, he been hitting buckets for y'all. You know, I think he just
8 points the other night. 8.
Yeah, he was off. He had all the shots getting through.
Yeah, he had 8 points. 2 back-to-back turnovers. Yeah. I need to get in touch with him. He owe me $230.
That man is he over $230.
But also give credit to Florida's defense because they didn't let Cryer get the ball and they forced your man Sharp to be the guy. Because Cryer was keeping a minute, man.
Yeah, buckets.
But my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you, OG.
But no, that's what I was saying. But ultimately it was a great game, like you said. It just seemed like the last 3 games, the 2 games in the Final Four, the 2 semifinal games, and the final, all had situations where team that was down came back and won. That's absolutely crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, ultimately it's a great game. I was sitting down here mad. I just knew we had a chance to at least tie and go into overtime. But they didn't even get a shot off.
And the coach Sampson said the same thing. Said you gotta get a shot off.
You gotta get a shot
off. You can't say what we could have did. I mean, with no shot up. He said there's no excuse. You gotta get a shot off.
That's make y'all comment. Other thing about that too is when they brought the ball in bounds and it's coming down court, it was all lackadaisical. You ain't got but 12 seconds.
12 seconds, yeah.
Why you all lackadaisical like you got about 30 or 40 seconds left in this game?
Yeah.
You should have been going as soon as you cross half court. You should have been going into it. But you lackadaisical coming across half court. You get cross half court. You already down to 8 seconds.
Right.
I don't blame him for that.
But you didn't run it. You got 12 seconds, man.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't blame them for that because they were that confident that they were going, like you said, get a shot off, and they didn't. They didn't get the shot off.
The thing is, you want to get the shot off, and if it don't go in, at least have a chance to get the rebound and put it back up.
Yeah.
When you narrow it down that low, that's gonna be it.
Right.
Yeah.
You at least have a rebound chance.
And that's a fine line to try to deal with because you don't want to leave a whole bunch of, say you do make it, you don't want to leave a whole bunch of time on the clock so they can run it down and score. So you want to try to do it around 4 seconds, and take the shot then. And then, like you said, you still give yourself a chance to get the rebound and try to go right back up. It'll be tough for them to go get the rebound and dribble up the court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Who was the kid that was trying to take the last shot and then he realized I guess either he was about to get blocked.
Oh, man.
That was Sharp. That was the same kid
yeah,
with the
so-
2 turnovers.
yeah, that was
Matt
him.
Jones.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
second-
that was
yeah.
him too. Oh,
Yeah, that was him.
Wow.
That was,
Yeah.
that was the second turnover. Yeah.
That's why I say I need that dude contact. He owe me $230.
Yeah.
I went from second place to fifth.
Oh.
Why did he pull down? You like throw it down? You know, because he couldn't get the ball, but he felt like he was too far back.
He thought what you call him Junior was gonna block it.
I was gonna
Block
block
the
it.
shot. Okay.
He
And-
came at him. He
Yeah,
came.
he was there. He was there.
Stretch. Yeah.
But I mean, you have to shoot. If you get blocked, you get blocked.
Yeah.
That, you know, and I think that's what Coach was saying. Like, hey, just shoot the ball. He blocks it, you can still go get the ball back, and then you still have some time. But I hear now players, of course, are, hey, he should have pump fake. He should have pump fake. Yeah, it sounds good after the fact, you know.
Yeah.
Should have jumped that and might have got a foul.
Yeah, maybe so. But the defender, he did a great job of not jumping at him. You know what I mean? So that was he
Just jumped up.
He
Yeah.
just jumped up, man. It's a great defensive play. It was just unfortunate for Sharp. Corey, I know you, on the other hand, was going for the SEC throughout the game, man. How were you feeling watching that game? Because it was a struggle for Florida throughout the game, man.
I thought it was over. I thought Houston was gonna take care of the business. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was honestly, I'm watching the game and I was like, it seemed like when I turned into the game because they were down like 3. You know, I said then when I started watching, they were up 12. You know, and I was like, oh, this is over. So I kind of went back and then I'm on the phone with my wife, and all of a sudden, they kind of made their way back into the game, and I saw more of a confident Houston squad than I realized. I know OG had been talking about them for weeks now at this point. And like I said, it was just like most of these teams, a blunder / breakdown in the the last minutes of the game when you've been playing with the most confidence. And if I'm not mistaken, Florida took their first lead of the game deep in the fourth. With a couple of minutes left in the game when they went up, like 1 or something like that. It's like they had been controlling the game, and I was like, oh man, these boys tough. And honestly, like towards the end of the game, I was like, oh, wow, I mean, it like I'm gonna say this here, though it was a good game. I like the fact that Florida kept playing, but I'm trying to ask the question: did Houston give it away, or did Florida beat them? And I want to lean on Houston gave it away. You know what I mean? As much as I was rooting for them, like you said, with the turnovers or just in those last minutes of play, you start faltering a little bit. And then I forget the guy's name, if it's Frazier or whatever. They needed him at the bottom. I think he fouled out. One of the big men. Like I said, another. I think they were up 12 at the most, right? The most they were up by was 12.
Yeah, that was the highest.
The squander your lead, and I was looking at my guy that I just gave flowers to. He had an off night too. For Florida, their point guard. Huh?
Junior.
Yeah, he wasn't having the best game.
I'm gonna tell you something about him, and I'm still kind of upset with my wife because she was down here watching the game with me.
Okay.
But he had an off night, but he came through in the clutch. I think he had 2 and 1s. And then when Houston tried to come back, then he drained a 3. Then my wife will sit here and say, well, I want him to score. He has played so good. I don't want him to not have no points. Because he didn't have no points in the first half.
Right. He had nothing.
They shut him down. So she go sit here and say, I want him to have a good game because he's been playing so good. Really? I'm sitting here trying to win $230. You want to talk about you want him to get some points.
That mama in came in. He need a good game too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, well, like I said, congratulations goes out to the Florida Gators on a heck of a season and winning the whole thing, man.
Was that player of the game?
Yeah, he was player
he
of the game.
Yeah,
He was the MOP, most outstanding player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't it the whole tournament or the Final Four or something like that? OG, I think it was too.
Yeah, the Final
Yeah,
Four.
Final Four.
Final Four.
Yep. So, yeah, man, congratulations to
Wait,
him.
No,
And he
sorry.
had-
Go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry.
no, I was about to say, and he has a young daughter as well.
Yeah.
She was at the game, man.
Mhm.
On the court afterwards.
Choose the button.
Yeah, as cute as him, but you're right. You absolutely
I mean,
right.
I found an interesting fact that Florida is the only NCAA team that has won 3 basketball championships and 3 football championships.
Football. Wow.
Oh wow.
I wonder what they've done in baseball.
I don't know, but they won 3 basketball and 3 football.
That signs of a good program, ain't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. I'm you know who I'm surprised UCLA ain't up there.
For baseball? I mean, I'm sorry, for basketball and football.
Yeah.
You say they won a
Football.
football
Haven't they won?
For what? When?
Football.
UCLA football?
Yeah. Yeah.
What they win? When?
I don't know. I guess not.
Now, they got plenty of basketball, when John Wooden was there, but
I thought they won, but I guess not. I'm thinking about Troy Aikman days, but I guess he didn't. I don't think did he win? No, I don't think he won either.
How about to say Troy Aikman a national championship in football? No.
No. Okay.
When's the last time besides USC on the West Coast has a NCAA team won the national championship, a West Coast team?
since USC,
Yeah.
ain't nobody had. Oregon has come close.
All right. Yeah.
That's
can't-
it. Oregon's the closest.
No
Oh,
Arizona. No Arizona State.
Yeah, Oregon, I think Oregon is the closest.
Yeah.
Nothing. No other teams in California.
No, definitely not California. Like California itself, no.
No.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Great question. All right. Hey, staying in college basketball, let's go to the women's side. And we talked Sunday about, the Lady Gamecocks losing. And we was wondering about a couple of players on their squad. If Hollywood Raven would come back, and she's made it clear that she's coming back.
Coming back. Yeah.
Therefore, you see the name.
Yeah. And they actually get a transfer from Florida State as well to Nia Latson.
That's she point guard. Right?
Big good. No, she's a big.
Okay.
That she's coming in, so I think she's probably one of the best big. And there's been some talk again about Fulwiley possibly leaving.
If Fulwiley was going to leave, she'd leave. Because you're going to get deported as soon as you can.
As soon as you can. With her name being as big as it is, do you think it doesn't matter when she goes in?
It may not. But she ain't going nowhere. That's Corey talking.
See, that's what I'm saying. You put that in our group chat, and I asked the question, and then at the same time I made the statement. How would he feel about that? Because I didn't make this up.
You kept saying you heard. I heard.
I sent 2 articles on it to our group chat about that, and like I said, they said it on ESPN also because like you at her last interview, she said I got some things to think about. Now I'm like you. If she dips, she dip. I ain't got no dog in this fight, but at the same time, I what I was saying was I didn't like the fact that if you do decide to hit the portal, like you said with that other girl, grass ain't always greener on the other side. Then you're gonna end up watching these girls play for another championship, and because you want to go somewhere else. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. If she can't take hard coaching, if she can't take, and I get it in this tournament, I think I had mentioned it before. She was getting, and I ain't gonna say it wasn't unfair, but what I'm saying, I trust the coach. That coach knows what she's doing. If she's telling you keep the ball on the ground, watch your turnovers, this ain't a one-on-one type deal or whatever. And then when I listened to Coach Staley's interview, she said, listen, she's excited about the portal. She's excited to get a little bit more help. She's excited to add some more pieces to these promising players that she has. But when they go to putting out articles saying it on the big letter companies, that it's a possibility that she could. I just want to ask the question. If it does happen that way, it bothers me a little bit that these girls or these players, let me change that. These players don't, want to receive, I guess, or don't want to humble themselves. This thing, with good coaching, or just don't want to follow the program.
Well, that's not the first time she's done that.
Who, for a while?
That's not the first time Don State has done it to Fulwiley. Her senior year, Fulwiley had a problem playing defense.
Her senior year?
Freshman year.
Oh.
This was at Duke.
Okay.
She wasn't playing no defense. And Don State pulled out the game. Sat to the side and told her why she pulled out the game.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I don't know what she said, but I can imagine she said, if you're going to play for me, you're going to play on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, of course.
You're just not going to be a scorer and be flashy. You got to play defense too. And I think from that time, Fulwiley stepped up her game. But yeah, she and it ain't just Fulwiley she'll pull out. She'll pull out anybody. She
pull out. Yeah, I've seen her pull out 5. Because she ain't satisfied with what they doing. Just to kind of humble you a little bit. I will sit all of y'all.
But she did. One of them did hit the portal.
Yeah.
Shamika Walker hit the portal.
Which one is that, OG?
She's a big, but she didn't play that much. She keeps her hair blonde.
Okay.
What is that?
You muted, OG.
No, she hit the portal.
Okay.
But they trip me out though when they hit the portal. They always say no contact. That's her.
Okay.
Okay. So she didn't get much burn this year?
Nah. But she's been hurt also.
Okay.
And then when you put that no contact on there, that means nobody can contact you when you hit the portal.
Yeah, which kind of don't make no sense to me. I don't know how that works. We know the young lady that transferred from UCLA. She did the same thing.
Yeah.
No contact. So I guess they may, I don't know, maybe they
made the decision.
The school's already reached out to them.
Yeah.
So they may have an idea of where they're going, and maybe that's why they're saying no contact. I don't know, but it kind of trips me out when they put that in there, that they entered the portal, but they have a no contact clause. But if Fulwiley hits the portal, she hits the portal.
Yeah.
Right.
Dawn Staley does not have a problem recruiting. Now, it's been talk, I don't know how good she is, but I think her stats are pretty good. It's been talk that, at Florida, that Chloe Kitt's youngest sister is at Florida, and she's hit the portal.
Okay.
I think she wants to come to South Carolina too.
That's what they're saying, but nothing's been offered or said or nothing like that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And college basketball, there's a certain amount of scholarship that you can give out. I mean, in college period, right? There's only I wonder what the number is and how many. I need to look this up. How many players? How many players can they have on scholarship, and how many players do they have already on scholarship for South Carolina?
Well, I know South Carolina is losing with this young lady hitting the portal. They're losing 4. They're losing Tahina Pau. They losing.
What you mean? Pop out to what?
Pau is graduating.
Okay.
They're losing Bree Hall. She's graduating. And they losing Sanaa Fagan. She's graduating. And now this young lady just hit the portal.
Okay. Okay. Well, good. We'll find out. I'll look that up, man. And maybe we can talk about that on Sunday, possibly.
But then I'll say this here, and then I'll get off of it. Like G just said, is there a time limit to when you can? Because she is at this point, I would say, could we consider her a household name in terms of college basketball right now? Does she have a little bit more time than the average person? Yeah.
Yeah, she's a household name, man.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So yeah, so G may have a point. If she don't, then she don't. But on one article, it's saying that they were calling for her to go ahead and enter the portal, and then one was saying that because she had that tough interview, saying that she got some stuff to think about, that she may be doing it. So that's why I kind of brought it up.
And then with Raven Johnson coming back, I know OG was mentioning that Raven may be leaving, so that'll put Fulwiley in the starting lineup. And when
she left,
if she left, right? But with Raven coming back, what does that do?
But Tahina Papa leaving, and her and Raven split point guard duties.
Okay,
Mm.
they both started.
Yeah.
So she can if she stays, she can move in Papa's. She can take Papa's time. Okay. Well, yeah.
Cool.
NCAA women programs can offer up to 15 scholarships.
That is the whole team. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Well, there we go. All right, man. We're about to go into our second segment, and I want to. It seems like they are making the playoffs a lot easier.
Gee.
I know. I'm just going to tease.
Oh.
Yeah. They're making it a lot easier for the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James to go to the championship. In our second segment, y'all.
You know, everybody's responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
Absolutely. And when you go over there, make sure you let him know that you came from the crew and you. All right. When you go and subscribe to that channel, put in that comment section, hey, we came from the crew and you. All right. The CCY family. So, all right. So, there's been a firing in the NBA of a head coach that just won a championship 2 years ago in 2023, who had his team in third, fourth, fifth place in the West. Mr. Mike Malone. They was back then, they was calling him the Lakers daddy because they was beating the Lakers up so much. Their ownership fired Mike Malone 4 games before the NBA playoffs start. And the GM, Calvin Booth. So doing some more research, man, it seemed like they had a rift between all of them on playing time for Russell Westbrook. That Russell Westbrook was getting too much playing time over some young bucks,
some rookies,
that they felt deserved more time. So, with this being said, man, what's going on in the NBA, and why are they firing coaches just all willy-nilly now?
But I'm trying to tie this into your your opening statement.
Oh, I'm gonna tie it into you.
Opening statement, Attorney Wright. When you said that this is making it easier for the Lakers to get to the championship. So are you going to expound on that now, or should I just wait before I come back with my rebuttal?
Okay, I'll expound on it for you. The Denver Nuggets was one of the contenders in the West. We can all agree with that. The Dallas Mavericks, who was in the championship last year, suddenly gets rid of their best player, sends him to Los Angeles Lakers. The Memphis Grizzlies, who were considered an up-and-coming team in the West, fired their head coach last week. They were in the top 5 when he got fired. All these teams are weakening now in the West. So now all you have in the West are OKC, the Lakers, and Golden State. Those are only three teams that are making noise. I mean, you got Minnesota. They're at number, I think, 8 now. They're in the play-in, fighting over there. I don't believe in the Clippers, so I'm not putting the Clippers up there. I don't,
So what about Houston?
Houston got a good squad, but not. They're too young. They're not going to beat anybody right now. Give them some time. But for this year, that road has. Before we was like, man, that West is tough, though. That West is tough. Now we look at the West. The West look like the East.
But is this you putting this together like a conspiracy theory as a pathway for the Lakers to win this, or I mean,
this is what y'all told me. I'm going back to OG Kamarie. Oh yeah, they're going to get Bronny James, and they're going to win the championship with Bronny James.
Ain't nobody told you that.
No, I said they're going to the playoffs with Bronny James.
They're going to win the championship. Well, Kamarie said championship. I think you said championship too.
OG. Go back and check. I said playoff.
I think you said.
I said you're gonna be really surprised if the Lakers go to the playoffs with Bronny James. Oh, they ain't gonna go playoffs with no Bronny James. They ain't gonna make no playoffs.
And with the rookie coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But now OG don't call out championship. That you do that. I ain't never. Yeah, we'll do that.
I said playoffs. And I said y'all go eat crow. Well, I guess but on this conspiracy thing.
Okay.
So Jenny Buss got that much power, huh?
I don't know if Jenny Buss got that much power. The Lakers.
Well, who Jenny Buss represent?
The Lakers.
So
who won the championship last year?
Boston.
Look, okay, wait. Before I forget this, all right. When he said Jeannie Buss, all right, it made me think of a real quick story. Okay, so Jeannie Buss' husband, they were both at the Lakers game or whatever, and Tracy Morgan was there, and they had some kind of after party, and so she said she invited Tracy Morgan. She's like, "You should come to the Lakers after party." And Tracy Morgan goes, "Are you a dancer?" He said that to Jeannie Buss. And she was like, am I a dancer? He's like, yeah, I could probably get you in at the Lakers after party. She was like, oh, you can get me in. Somebody had to tap him on the shoulder and go, that's the Lakers owner, right? He go, ooh, this lady here. Yeah, to apologize to her, but nevertheless, I thought about that when he said Jeannie Buss, but I don't understand where your logic is coming from, G, with this. And why are the Lakers the recipient of this? If you do think that this is, why is it the Lakers that are going to make it there? Why not OKC or why not the Warriors?
Because the league is always better when what? The Lakers are winning or the Boston Celtics are winning. That's just it. That's just it. When the Lakers and the Celtics are good teams, the league is better off.
Oh, okay. So you go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, OG.
No, go ahead. Go. You get your train talk. Go ahead.
So you I got a question to ask both of you. So let me ask you this: which team would bring in the most TV views right now? Would it be the Warriors against the Eastern Conference? Eastern Conference team, or the Lakers against the Eastern Conference team? I ain't even bringing in OKC right yet, but which one would you rather see? The excitement of OG said a LeBron team led with Bronny, or a new Warriors team with the Jimmy buckets and coming on the team and a resilient Steph that's still doing his thing at 37 years old with a often tumultuous Jalen Green. Yeah, Draymond. Which one would you rather watch?
Me? I would rather watch I would rather watch Steph Curry and the That's just me.
Yeah.
But who do you think the league would rather watch? LeBron James and Luka Doncic with Bronny and the new head coach, or Steph Curry and Draymond Green antics and Jimmy Butler with Steve Kerr? Who do you think?
Before I answer that question, I would say Steph Curry. I would say before, now going back to your whatever you want to call it, your hypothetical theory or whatever it is. I think this theory is just a roundabout way so that if the Lakers do progress, not saying they're going to the championship, but do progress, that you got an out for all the junk you talked and said when they drafted Bronny and the coach. So now you got an out to say that, well, if the Lakers go this far, whatever the case may be, well, y'all know it's because everybody fired all the coaches. That's why they got this far. So it just gives you an out to kind of counteract what you said wasn't going to happen when that draft took place and that new coach was hired. That's all that is. That's just the out for you.
Do y'all not see like there's something going on?
But you just said that
How
you just said that they had turmoil in the front office. So this ain't got that turmoil don't have nothing to do with the Lakers.
When have you seen? Yeah, you may not disagree, you may not agree with your coach, but you fire a guy who just won a championship and your team is third in the doggone. They were third when you got fired.
So where was Milwaukee when they fired their coach?
It was middle of the season, and they were
not 3-4 days before the playoffs.
Right.
He just won the championship too, right?
No.
The Bucks.
He's 2 years out.
Not Darvin Ham.
I said the Bucks.
Bucks coach.
The Bucks coach.
Budenholzer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
I still say that was
that was the beginning of the season though. That wasn't. That wasn't 4 games. When the playoffs is about to, you don't see a coach get fired 4 games before and a week before the playoffs start when your team is in the playoff run.
Well, guess what? You saw it. It happened.
Not to one team in the West, 2 teams in the West.
So who's the second team?
Memphis.
And they're a threat?
They were.
So how long the Memphis coach got fired?
He just got fired last week. He's been fired no more than 2 weeks.
And the Grizzlies in 7th place, and they've been 4-6 the last 10 games.
He just got fired. So they was in 5th place when he got fired. They dropped in 7th place. They had dropped down to 8th. They went up to 7th.
If an owner gets upset with you because they feel like you need to be playing some of our young stars, but I got you a championship and I've given you a 3-time MVP, and I've been his only coach. And outside of the 3 MVPs, I've been in the hunt, or I've been in the race, for a playoff berth, championship. It's either, because it can't be trust, it's either insubordination, do what I say, or you know what. And like I said, billionaires do this all the time. You don't listen to them; they make their own decision. They feel like they make their own decision. If I pick this coach, I can pick another. Yeah. And then on top of that, his son is the governor of the good state of Denver, Colorado. And it was all from what I was told. I ain't gonna say told like somebody called me like GB saying, but from what I was reading, but it was all politics with certain people wanting to see certain players, a lot of people not wanting to see certain players, and it's like, and it started trickling down. Do what we say do, play these players, or you're out of here, my way or the highway. And that's exactly what they did without even thinking about that you have a, like I said, MVP in Jokic. Oh, what's his name? Not Jokic.
Joker. Joker.
Joker. Yeah, Jokic.
Mhm.
You're not thinking that this is the only coach that he's had. You're not thinking about that. You're not thinking that. All right, now my MVP. Now this whole team is going to. They could falter, but it's been this coach's MO to be here. Remember last year or the year before that when he tore his ACL and he was still on the bench back there trying to coach, as opposed to going home to sit down, he was still there. This dude was putting his all. He was coaching from the backside of the bench.
That was Minnesota's coach. Yeah, that was Minnesota's coach.
It's not saying coach.
No.
God damn it. Sorry about that. Not saying
It
coach.
sounded good though. It sounded
That was,
good.
that was Minnesota. It was Minnesota coach.
I always say this is a business.
Yeah, but he is, like I said, he is a good coach. I was trying to add more stuff onto that dude. Thank you.
It was going good, bro. It was going
Yeah,
good.
but nevertheless, if you fire a coach, that's because of either insubordination or, like I said, not doing. It's sort of like this, and I'm looking at this from this standpoint. You might not like what I'm about to say, G. When the owner wants to be coach and GM, it can tear up some stuff. That owner decided to fire them because the coach and GM didn't want to listen to them. Like Jerry Jones, he didn't like Jimmy Johnson not listening to him. So he goes, well, I'll be the GM and I'll be the end all tell all.
Mm-hmm.
And you see where that's gotten him. Not that y'all have been too good, but you see where that's gotten him when you don't allow the coach to do what they want to do or need to do.
Like the coach I just let go of.
So
Ooh.
it doesn't explain
Did you hear him?
why you do it right now.
You didn't hear him.
Why are y'all doing it 4 games before the playoffs start?
Because you're not listening to me. I'm the owner. Do what I say do, G, or you're out of here. I don't care if it's 4 days. I know more than you. I hired you. I hired the GM. I can hire another GM and the coach.
But you're not your team and your organization is not that squad. Like you're not the Cowboys. Like you don't have the fan base that's gonna bring people regardless of what y'all look like. Memphis,
that's not the point. The point is you're not gonna win.
But you're right. You're not going to win. And guess what? You're never going to win again. And you're never going to have the fan base because your fan base is not built in already. The Cowboys fan base is built in.
But y'all ain't won.
But if you don't have to win when your fan base is built in. Like the fan base ain't going nowhere.
No. You don't want to win?
No, I'm saying the fan base is they're going to come to the game regardless because his brand is already built. The Denver Nuggets brand is not built for you to go and fire a coach who just won 2 years ago. And now you're telling your team, I don't care what y'all going to do on the court. The fan base is not going to take that, dog.
But don't you understand that when an owner decides to step in and try to do the job of a GM and coach, how tumultuous this could be, how detrimental to the team this could be. You all people should know this.
Right. So I get what you're saying with that. But what I'm saying with him, if he's doing it and you're comparing him to Jerry Jones, right? Jerry Jones, they have a brand already. So the fan base is going to be there. The Denver Nuggets doing that, they will lose their fan base.
So you think people will stop coming to the game?
Oh, yeah. Nobody wants to go out there and your team can't compete no more. You done fire the best thing.
Chief, how do you? When did he get fired?
He just got fired.
Today.
So how are you already forecasting that Denver's not going to do anything?
They hadn't been terrible.
Like, how you already forecasting this?
When you don't have
with the coach, they're in 5th place right now. 5th place.
So and they're only a game behind. So they can switch places. Like
they tied with the Clippers. They both 47-32.
So they can go from 5th to 3rd in a game. They can go from 5th to 8th in the game. So I mean, they're all of them are super close.
But
But
you know,
wait a minute.
your forecasting is not always right. So you forecasting
Mm-hmm.
that
That the
Denver's
fan base is just gonna be crap.
the crap fan base gonna be crap.
Uh-huh.
And you
So
also forecasting that they're
so
not gonna do good, like you going down that slip and slide range on those skis.
so
So I
you
don't know how you go forecast this already.
but you forecasting they're gonna be good.
I'm not saying they're gonna be good, but you absolutely saying they're gonna be trash.
I'm saying, all right, let's switch it up then. If they are trash, their fan base is not going to stay there.
You keep going back onto that fan base. You keep forgetting there was a fan base when they had. Remember when Matumbo came during the Matumbo days? They had a bunch of people out there during the Carmelo days.
They were winning. They were winning.
What I'm saying was they already have a fan base. They got people that go out and watch that team. They had it before they started winning.
Only when they was winning. So you just named the players when they were winning. Give me the players when they weren't winning, Corey.
First of all, I'm not a Denver Nuggets watcher, right? But I'm just saying this team has been there long enough to where I know that there's a fan base there. You know what I mean? Denver, Colorado they got basketball, football, baseball. They got players. Or they got fans that enjoy basketball.
They got fans that enjoy basketball, but nobody's gonna go spend their money. They're watching at home. They're watching at home.
Hold on.
Or they're watching when a big team comes.
I disagree. It's sort of like at Colorado. Them Denver fans are there. This is all they have there. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got all sorts of teams there to say that their fan base is going to drop. They've been playing since they were bad too. They've been there. They've been supporting that team. Nobody expected the Denver Nuggets to be a powerhouse when they got Jokic.
I can remember the Denver Nuggets when that stadium used to be empty. I can remember that stadium when it used to be empty.
I just disagree, man. The team been there way too long to call their fan base crappy just because they're not winning. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have the people there. Now, yes, when you have a championship caliber team, are they gonna be more season ticket holders and people to go to see the game? Yes, because you're winning, but they still have people there. It's no different from the Hawks. And Hawks is not a winning team, and you were one of the main ones there. Yeah,
exactly. When the Hawks don't win, that thing be empty. But that's a known fact. Memphis, when Memphis wasn't winning, that thing was empty. They didn't start coming until Memphis started winning. Like y'all,
but they just missing the coach right now. But they still have those key players that took them there.
If you don't have a good coach, you're not going to get there. That coaching matters.
I understand it, and I said, and I'm not even in agreement with him getting fired. But I'm just saying I understand that the reason why he got fired, obviously, with 4 games to go before you get into the playoffs, is because of insubordination. That's the only thing I could think of. When you say I want this guy to play more than him, put him in there. That's not my style of ball playing. These kids will get their chance, but right now I'm going with experience. Putting a young buck in there is probably not going to work for me right now because either they're not catching on. I ain't gonna say they're not catching on, but they're not playing my brand of basketball right now. Yeah, we drafted
the owner's brand.
No, I'm talking about the coaches. That's probably why he didn't play him. That's the only reason why you get fired, because you're not listening. Because you're not, listening. That's an insubordination. You're not doing what the owner said.
But this is the owner who has never been involved before. And now,
that's to be said, huh?
What's the owner's name?
Hell if I know.
What's the owner's name of Memphis? We don't know because they're not involved. It's just now all of a sudden they're getting involved. Now you're saying, "Oh, then you're not running the way I want my team ran. Now I'm going to get rid of you." This ain't been a problem ever. Now all of a sudden, it's a problem.
That's why the GOAT in football got traded, because what? Owner wanted to get players for him. Owner's like, listen, I'm not going to pay him anymore. Let's go ahead and get rid of Tom.
No, that he left because he wanted to prove to everybody that it wasn't Bill Belichick that was the reason he was winning.
That ain't why Tom left.
That is why Tom left.
No, it's not. Why would you come up with that? As
That
as
is
many championships that they got, you think that's
him.
why he wanted to leave just to say I did it
Yes.
by myself?
No, because Tom, the coach was getting all the credit. He was like, "Oh, okay, I'll show you. I will go over here and win." That's why he left.
I disagree.
That's what he. What are you talking about? You disagree?
It came with money,
That,
and then it
that,
also came with
that
they
was the
wanted
whole beef. That was the whole beef between him and Belichick.
they wanted to trade Tom.
What?
That's why the beef happened because they wanted to
It
trade
wasn't.
him.
No, he was a free agent. He just didn't sign back with him. They didn't trade him.
Nevertheless, an owner getting into this, it's only been two, possibly three owners that get in the way of business at hand, which is when it comes to making decisions for a team, when it comes to a coach. Your coach, and like you said, if you're adding this owner, I'm saying, yeah. I mean, like I said, this coach here with this basketball team, it only happens a small, minute period, small periods of time when the owner wants to get involved. Most of the time they don't. They hire general. That's why your general manager is there. That's why your president is there and CEO is there. Owners generally don't like to be in the limelight. It's only a few that want to do that.
But you're saying now they want to be in the limelight. All of a
I'm
sudden, all of a sudden, 4 games before the playoffs start, now they want to be in the limelight.
I'm saying
I don't think they want to be in the limelight. I'm thinking the only reason he's in the limelight because of what he did. That's the reason he's in the limelight. Because the media's making a big deal out of it. You making a big deal out of it. That's why he's in the limelight now because of what he did.
It's a big deal. You fired.
I'm saying that's why he's in the limelight.
Right. So he jumped in the limelight. All of a sudden, this man ain't never wanted to be in the limelight. But now he jumped in the limelight because it wasn't done his way. That don't add up, man.
That's how rich guys do.
Hey, I'm the owner. I'm the owner. Guess what? I'm the owner. Guess what? My way or the highway.
My way.
No, man.
It becomes personal. It becomes personal when you go that far and say you're fired. Now, unless he came in there and said, "Kiss my," I run the team the way I want to. Okay, give him his walking papers. Hey, make sure that badge don't work when the minute he hit the door. He can't come back. But
security.
He out of here. Or Jimmy Johnson.
So the heck with your team, right? That's what y'all saying. Basically, the heck with your team.
Rich guys always feel like they can redo what they created.
That's true too. I agree with that part. I do agree with that.
I can redo this. I can throw money somewhere at somebody else. I can redo this again.
I can put me in the top nose coach. Let's go listen.
Yeah. And then at the same time, you do realize whenever championship happens, the owner gets the trophy first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll give it to the coach, and then the coach will pass it down to the players. The owner will get the talk first. This is what I did. Thank you, fans. Look what I did for you, and I will give it to Mr. Galen Wright.
Right.
And then Galen gets the talk.
Question. That's true.
It's no different than what y'all did.
Who?
Y'all say I'm gonna let go of this guy because I get me a top notch coach.
Say it again.
I said no different what the Cowboys did.
Oh.
They let the coach walk because they say I can get me a top notch coach. I can get me somebody to replace him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes you gotta make a change, man. That's all.
And that's what he did.
Yeah.
We
didn't make it. We didn't make it right before the playoffs.
What playoffs? Playoffs?
Yeah. We didn't make it right before the playoffs.
Playoffs?
We went. That's like y'all firing Dan Quinn right before the playoffs. That don't make sense because they don't get along. That don't make sense.
Because we made it to the playoffs.
There's
one time in 80 years. Yeah, y'all made it.
We're speculating right now, but what we're saying is until all of this madness comes out, all we can do is speculate when an owner decides, like I said, to get rid of the GM and the coach. He's feeling like, listen, the GM, I hired you to control the coach, and y'all both on the same page here. I'm getting rid of both of y'all.
They was on different pages.
The GM and the coach?
Yeah, the GM and the coach. The GM wanted to play the younger boy. The coach wanted to play Westbrook.
Then why get rid of the GM then? Something happened.
I don't know. Oh no.
You know what you can go to? Both of y'all.
Both of
Y'all can't get along.
Y'all can't get along. Then both of y'all got to go.
You can go.
Both of y'all go to bed.
Kid Rock, baby.
I
Kid
didn't
Rock.
do nothing. Both of y'all go to bed.
Kid Rock. Kid Rock. Patton Turner. Kid Rock. Patton Turner.
When the older brother get punished for the younger brother doing something, you go with it. Cause why? Because I told you to watch it.
Yeah, we all been there. We all been
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
All right, man. Great topic, man. Let's go to our third and final topic. And I don't really have one, but we could talk a little bit about
I got 5 minutes, guys.
You got 5 minutes?
Mhm.
All right. Well, we got 5 minutes to talk about something, man. What you want to talk about for 5 minutes?
What are we gonna talk about for 5 minutes? We cannot do that.
NFL.
What we gonna talk about? For 5 minutes.
We don't really
We
have
can
that to
talk
talk
about nothing for 5 minutes.
about.
Oh, he said, what we gonna do? The 5 minutes turn out to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Cooking Dad print review said playing Westbrook, somebody gonna lose their job. Sorry, Westbrook.
Wow.
Yeah,
And he the crazy part is, I will say this real quick, man. And he's gonna be a free agent after this season, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's what we supposed to talk about. Okay.
What?
Um, yeah. So
Is that true?
It sports. I don't know if we still listen or read Sports Illustrated, but it was in Sports Illustrated. I think the Lakers have a easier road now to get to where they want to get to. So with that being said,
Did you go back?
oh, they said talk Lakers. So that's why I saw that on there.
Oh, I'm about to say, did you?
Saudi Arabia has offered a soccer player $779 million to play over in Saudi Arabia. LeBron James came out on Twitter after seeing that and was like, hey, as soon as they send me that, I'm out. I'm gone. And he hashtagged Rich Paul. And then Draymond Green came in. Hey, man, call me up too. I'm down to go too. So Chris Paul is rumored. I don't know how they got that out there, but when he retires, they're saying that he could possibly be one of the former or NBA players that goes to Saudi Arabia to play. How much money would it take for you all to go play in Saudi Arabia if it was you?
What he getting?
For real? You know that
700?
3?
No, they ain't
No,
offering
he getting 3 something, right? 390 or what is it?
He getting 9, ain't it? That's what that article said.
He getting $900 million.
900 million? Oh, I didn't see that.
That's
900.
what that article said. The article you sent.
I
It
didn't
was
send that.
something that James Lil John sent that. It was
It said 5 years, 900 million.
5. All right, 5 years. Whoa.
hey
No,
man.
the thing about that, I'm questioning that is this dude 39 years old. Go play to a 45.
But who are you playing in Saudi Arabia? So his 39 that might feel like 28.
Yeah, it said 5 years, 900 million, $150 signing bonus, and then it says 180 million tax free per year.
It's got to be tax free because they're giving it to you over there. All you gotta do is trade.
This sound like
LIV.
the
It
live
sounds like a scam.
NBA.
The live for the NBA.
Who can afford to pay
$100K bonus for every triple double.
He ain't no triple double guy, so he gonna get that.
He will be when you get over there.
Look, Dwight Howard averaged 45 points, 28 rebounds, and like 10
But
assists.
he was in Japan. He playing them short Japanese dudes.
What do you think you're playing in Saudi?
Saudi Arabia. I guess they ain't no big guys either. He said he better go over there and act the fool.
Never can have too much money. Yeah,
All right.
it was 900 mil.
5 minutes up.
All right. Okay. Well, Saudi.
See
Hey
how,
man, I got one good ankle, Saudi. If y'all want to call me, man, give me a call.
Whatever.
see how I had to cut y'all off? Because y'all really kept on going.
So what?
Hey man, episode 76 in the books, baby. Rocking with us. My dog, James Little John. My cuz, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews. Make sure y'all go hit that subscribe button out there on them. And make sure when y'all hit that subscribe, put in the comment section, man, that you heard it from the crew and you. All right? They on here talking about the bum. All right, my dog Kamari White. Make sure y'all check him and his wife out as well. The Christianist Podcast. My dog Quest, Big LA. My dog Snack Panther. I appreciate you, big homie. I know you was out there. Rodney Little John, James Little John, my dad Larry Wright. NF Skull nephew, man. Good to see you. Yeah, Luca is going crazy, man. It's the big payback for him. Hey, anybody else that was out there, make sure you put make sure when you come back next time, tell a friend, bring a friend when you come. All right. And make sure when you come, man, keep your head on a swivel and keep God first. We'll see y'all on Sunday at 8 o'clock, baby. We are out. Peace. I think I'm gonna come on I'm being Vermont. I'm gonna come on